But if you work slowly on like setting small promises to yourself and doing them, eventually when you say something like, I'm going to get up tomorrow and do the Peloton, you do it because you said you do it and you stay true to your word. And like that, I just have to tell myself, like, oh, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it. And then I do, but it's so silly. It feels so silly that you have to be like, I'm going to do this.
Welcome to We're All Just Baking It. This is episode 23. Today we're talking about reflections and resolutions for 2022. With us today we have Dana, Blaze, Braylon, and myself, Steph. Hello! What's going on?
Hello. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for this episode.
Same. I am so excited.
I can't believe, like looking back at what my resolutions were for 2022, I'm just like, I am not the same person. I do not care about any of those things. None of them.
Do you
Zero
want
of
to
those things do I actually give a shit about right now.
do you want to read them to us quickly so we know what they were?
Yeah. So, create and post more content. Make sure I take my streams and break them down into digestible Instagram and TikTok ideas. Start a YouTube channel. Whatever my next sub goal was, which I didn't even write down, it just said next sub goal. Great stuff. That was really helpful. A 550 Twitch follower goal and care less what other people think. I kind of feel like I give a shit about what other people think about the same as I did a year ago, which isn't that much anyway. So maybe I was just in my feels at the time. But everything else above that, I am no longer interested in. Content creation, Twitch, and social media, it just again proves to be like the most toxic thing in my life. Just
Really?
small pieces, small like interactions on social media are great. Posting content, great. Interacting with anything, fuck that. Not doing that anymore.
Dana, what were your 2022 resolutions?
I didn't have any content creation ones, but I did have use my exercise bike more, work to get news consistently every day, work on my inner critic, and continue to be mindful, which I was doing really, really well until we got into like, I want to say like September or October time. And then like my depression just kept like coming in waves. And so like I would fall off the wagon, I get back on, but it would be a little bit less every single time. And so like now I am not doing the exercise very well, but I am trying to be like working on my inner critic, at least like being nice to myself, saying like, well, you need the rest kind of thing.
Blaze, what about you? What were your 2022 resolutions?
I think so. Last year, mine were continuation of stuff already doing. So basically, just keep doing what I'm doing. Getting more followers on all social media, so like Twitter, Twitch, and I wanted more listeners for the podcast as well, and then to put out content.
Which you have been doing.
Yeah, but Yeah, it
you
took me all year to
That's
start
okay.
doing that.
That's
Still did
okay.
it.
Yeah. For me, for 2022, I had, and these were like mostly content related as well for me. Work hard, keep progressing without focusing on numbers. Remind myself to take a break before you get burnt out. Sometimes it's fine to take a break. Your social media will still be there if you take a month off. I don't know what work hard means for me. I have no idea, but I did definitely not. I stopped focusing on numbers for Twitch this year, which was just really nice. And I feel like I've really just like found a nice little spot for me and I'm enjoying it. And it's really great to not even look at my analytics after stream because I'm like, I don't care. And then remind myself to take a break. I kind of took like a whole lot of breaks of content this year. This year in like July was when I posted like 4 videos a day on TikTok for like a whole month. And I completely think that I'm still burnt out from that because ever since then I have not been able to consistently post content. But like myself said, my social medias are still there. I still have my followings. I'm still getting sponsorships. So it's funny that I almost like saw the future there with what was going to happen a little bit. Gave myself permission to do what I did.
Yeah, I don't know what 2020 end of 2021 stuff. But maybe it was because I was about to start a new job. I would like, just full of that fire and like ready to go. And it's like, I'm going to do all this stuff and it's going to be great. But none of my goals had anything to do with like improving myself as an overall human being, or like, I, I am just a different person now. Like,
Um, your message to your future self last year was pretty cute. You said, "Dude, I'm so proud of you. You have come so far."
yeah. Yeah, you're Bill Dipperly right now. It's fine. And I'm sure end of 2023 it's going to be even
Do you want to
more
say
different.
your future message to yourself for this year? What would you say to next year's Steph?
Oh my god, I haven't even thought about that. Futures, okay. Let me marinate on this
Okay,
a little bit because
while
it's different. We got different goals this year.
while you do that, Blaze' message to her future self last year was, "Look at where we are now." How do you feel about that, like in relation to the person that you are today?
I feel like even more this year, that's true.
Is it?
Because like this year, like just thinking of some things I accomplished, like I basically doubled my viewer count. I also launched merch, which I've been wanting to do for like since I started streaming. And um I just like I don't know. I think I got a lot farther than I expected to get this year.
Outside of content, like with work stuff, do you feel like that applies as well? Look at where we are now.
Um Work, I don't know. It's kind of almost the same because of stuff that happened outside of my control. So, I would say that in some ways I'm better with work. Like I feel like I'm in a good spot. I feel like I'm actually contributing, but also to the same point when another company came in, who I won't name, it kind of threw my whole work world through a whirlwind, and it still isn't back up to where I was before. So in a way, I would say that at the beginning of the year I was better off than I am now.
Dana, you did not have a message to yourself last year. Do you know
Sorry.
what you want to say to yourself this year?
Yeah, I do. I think the fact that I didn't have a message for myself this year did actually really upset me. Like as in like I like I wish I could have told myself something nice. So I definitely feel like I have way more to say this time. So I want to say like that I'm really proud of myself. Like I've walked through all the hard stuff, and you're still here and still thriving, and keep doing what you're doing. And I really just want to say that I really love you.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah,
You're gonna cry when you read that next
I
year.
might already cry.
Oh, I swear to God, if you guys make me cry right now,
Yeah, I
stop
just
it.
like I never got around to saying one last year, and like this year I thought, you know what, it would have been really nice after the year that I've had to be able to say something nice, and that's what I'm kind of really channeling for next year, Dana. 2023 Dana. So, let's get it.
I don't think I actually said a message to my next year self,
Oh yeah, you
but
didn't. You didn't.
I think that if I were to give myself a message, it would probably be almost very similar to last year. And it would probably be, I guess, in some ways, it would be like the same, but also different. Like, I still want to be like, look at where we're at now, because I think that keeps it open to almost anything. Like, anything can happen, you know? Which is something that, like, I feel like in my life, that's such a true statement. Nothing in my life has happened by plan. It's just kind of happened, which I like. But also I want to tell myself to Probably focus less on numbers, because I think at the end of this year that has been more on my mind than probably it was at the beginning of last year. So I just want to be mindful of that.
I like that.
Steph,
You leave it open for you could just be sarcastic about it at the end of the year.
what did you end up writing something, Steph?
I did. So the focus for 2023 for me is definitely looking far more inward, and you only get like this one meat sack of body, so take fucking care of it because it's going to get harder as you get older. But really I just want to tell like future stuff like, ma'am, you deserve to be happy and healthy and surround yourself with activities that bring you joy. If there are things in your life that are not serving you, stop. And if you can't stop, figure out how to make the best of them for sure. And just a reminder, like everyone else is they're too worried about themselves to be worried about what you're doing. So choose to thrive, choose to be happy, choose to not be the victim in the situation, choose to change moving forward. And that's really the best that we could do. Right?
I love that. So, my message for my future self last year was, wow, you did it. Good job. Whatever you did, good job. Which I'm going to take my whatever you did to mean a couple things. One, I really learned how to like slow down this year and just to like rest more. And I feel like I was always such a go, 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 go person. And this year I just really kind of slowed down. However, at the same time, I kind of killed it with like all my sponsorships this year. And I'm like really proud of myself for that I was able to do all that while also going slowly. It was like I showed myself like you can get all this stuff done and like be productive, while at the same time just you don't have to be a crazy person about it. Like just go slowly. It's okay. And also one more thing, I am so freaking proud of getting my life organized on Notion and like using Notion. It's helped me so much. So those are my good jobs. And my
Notion.
message, oh, go ahead.
No, I say Notion has just been
Oh,
a
I know.
ridiculous game changer.
Yeah, same. So good. So my message for my future self this year is again, I'm so proud of you for all you have done. It was so great for me to learn how to slow down this year. I am turning 30 this year in a few days. So I wrote, I'm excited for this next decade of my life to start and to see what my 30s has for me. Keep growing, keep taking care of yourself, keep loving people unconditionally, and let's see where that leads us. I kind of like it being
Really
open
love
ended
that
too.
was.
Sorry, Dana, what was that?
I really love everyone's messages. It's so full of love. Like I really love that.
I feel like we're all a little bit more we're a little different in that sense.
We're a little softer
It's
in like a nice way.
yeah. It's
Dana,
been a good change.
I don't think last year you would have said I love you to yourself.
I think no, and I think that's maybe why I never circled back to say my message to myself. And I think that's why I'm disappointed in myself from last year that I couldn't tell myself a nice message, because like that I feel really sad like for myself because I was in like the like mindset I was in last year, but like in the same way I'm really proud of like all the growth I've had this year, if that makes sense. Like
Totally.
so yeah, while I'm sad for Dana from 2021, like Dana from 2022 is growing a lot better now.
You
I
just
love
sucked
that.
at it in the beginning and you got better at it. You got to suck at something to get better at it. So you went through your trial and tribulation and now you have made that growth. It's good. It's like a little cocoon, you know, like butterfly. That was cringe. I'm sorry, but
That
yeah,
was great.
kinda.
Let them cringe. Right?
Ain't nothing
Ooh.
wrong with cringe.
No,
Yeah, we love
let
a
them
bit of cringe.
cringe.
Yeah.
Dig. So 2023, how I don't understand how we're here right now.
I know.
What happened? What did I even do this year?
it does feel like a lot of this year for me was just spent kind of resting, which at the end of the year doesn't make you feel like you see those TikTok videos and you're like, what would 2022 January me to like say to December me? And people have these like shocking revelations and all of this growth and like these fun things, or maybe they'll show like their year in review and they did so much stuff. And when you rest, you don't have all this evidence of the things that you did, but I feel like when you're working on yourself, like you don't get as much physical evidence. You have to rely more on like the feelings that you have and like the way that you talk to yourself and kind of get more introspective to learn like what did I do this year? But I think we all did a good job like growing and learning, taking care of ourselves.
I want to commit to taking a couple photos every day in 2023, at least every other day. Cause like I feel like that content that you're talking about at the end of the year, it is so much fun to put together
It
and
is.
see. So like, even if you're just chilling on the couch, like, dude, I took a picture the other night of Butters on me, and with
I
Pokemon was in the
saw.
background. Brona's next
Hmm.
to me playing. I've got my iPad. I'm like, bruh, it's like the
This is
happiest
the
I've ever
life,
been.
That was
right?
such a cute picture.
Oh my god, my baby.
Yeah, I think I'd like to take more pictures of myself. I noticed this year I have like less pictures of myself. And like not in like a vain way or anything, but I just think it's nice to have pictures of yourself and see like, oh hey, when I had my hair cut that short, or like, oh look at that nice dress,
Mhm.
or like just in general,
Yes.
just like, hey, isn't it nice that we're just like chilling with like I've got my cat on my lap right now. How cute would it be? Like a little selfie with my little cat.
Y'all gotta get back into Be Real.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta take a picture
That's an
every
easy way to
day.
do that.
Yeah.
It's such an easy way.
And not just selfies though. Like I also want to practice taking like more portrait shots, more full bodies, like learn how to do angles. Like if I'm not happy with what I'm seeing in the photo, what do I have to do to change that? Like there's no reason why I can't take a nice photo. So, I got to suck at it in the beginning and then learn how to do it. But like photos for me recently have been like motivation to get healthy. I see myself declining into unhealthy, and then it's just an upward battle from
But
there.
health
So
isn't something that
it's like
you
a reminder.
see, it's something that you feel. So do you feel good? If you don't feel good,
I
do
I
something.
I
But how good
look
do you feel?
miserable. I look uncomfortable, like I don't want to be in my own skin in photos. So I don't have like that
But that
own
doesn't mean you need to
self-confidence.
work on healthiness. Yes, it just means you need to work on your confidence.
I
I
well,
think it
health in the
goes
form of
hand
like
in hand.
A
posture,
little bit,
eating
sure, like that
properly.
will help
If
you,
I
but I
cut
think
salt out of my diet, I won't be so
what?
bloated all the
Don't you don't
time.
need to cut salt out of your
Not
diet.
all of the salt, but so my husband learned the hard way the other day, and he always thought I was joking. You cannot give me a bag of chips. I will eat the whole goddamn thing. I
You
don't
have to
mean to.
get a little baggy.
Yeah, you have to like portion it. And he's
Yeah,
like,
I'm the same way.
Stephanie, where's your self control? I'm like, bruh,
I
have
don't
you
have
met
any.
me? I don't have any with chips. I love chips. But yeah, that's like 2,000 milligrams of sodium or something.
What
It's not
about,
bad for
did
you.
you?
Why do they taste so good?
I know.
Exactly. Like, why?
What did you say your 2023? Did anyone say their 2023 resolutions yet?
I don't think we have, no.
Oh, for some
I
reason I
guess I
thought we
just did.
started on that. Well, let's start. Go ahead.
So my resolutions for this year is work on myself more, because although I've grown more from like last year, like I can say that I love myself, I still got like a way to go. Like we're always working on ourselves. So definitely just keep working on myself. Don't just be like, I'm done now. And then exercise more, because I really do think like it really improves my sleep. I feel better overall, and I need to get back into it. I need to stop being stupid at being like, oh, but I don't want to do it. Like just do it, get into it, have it done. And then do more mindfulness activities, because I'm always just kind of like on my computer or on my phone, or like something is going on. I just would like to do some more like mindfulness activities. Be kind to myself. So like last year was to work on my inner critic. Now I just want to be kind to myself. And then do something nice for myself more often, because
I
I
love
really
those.
like, don't do that as much as I should.
I think that those are such realistic resolutions. Like none of those like are setting yourself up for failure, I don't think. I think they all look really great. None of them are like January 1st, go to the gym 7 days a week. Like eat healthy meals 9 times out of 10. Like that's a way to set yourself up for failure. But these are all so kind
Exactly.
and they're I mean, I think when it comes to resolutions, the number one thing you have to remember is to be kind to yourself. Like in general when making them. Nobody wants to it's not fun to set things up and then just fail and then what was the point of doing it in the first place?
I
You
Yeah.
want
think
to
the
set yourself
problem,
up for success.
yeah, I think a lot of the problems people have with resolutions is that they focus on all the things like they don't like about themselves that they want to
Yeah.
change for next year. So then you're starting off with all these resolutions that make you feel bad about yourself or like you
Yeah,
may have
that's a good
shame
point.
about. It's not helpful. That's not the way you should go about things because if you feel sad every time you look at your resolutions, you're not going to want to do them.
Yeah, 100%. For me, I'll go next. My 2023 resolutions are to move my body more. Um, I want to start eating a better breakfast. It's going to be something that I work on this year. And it might take me like 4 months before I get in a way to figure that out, and that's okay. Continue to get sponsorships for content, work on finding my voice more for TikTok, and continue my gratitude journal. And I also feel like for me, those are all pretty healthy, pretty realistic. None of those make me feel bad. They make me feel excited. They make me look towards a me who in 6 months might be a little bit better than I am today. And that's fun to think about.
How about
I'll
you,
go.
Liz?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll go next. So I'm determined to hit 1K on TikTok.
Let's
Mostly because
go.
that's
You
when
can
you
go
can
live.
stream. Yeah, you can go live.
Yes.
I am determined. It's
You can
going to
do it.
happen this
I know you
year. It's
can.
going to.
You're making great work at that as well.
Yes.
Feels like I'm not, but thank you. um, Next one is eat out less, exercise more, which I think those kind of go hand in hand because I have noticed when I work out, I tend to not eat out, or if I do eat
It
out, I
does
don't
go
feel as
hand in
bad
hand.
about it because I'm offsetting it.
Yeah.
So, and then I want to do my first charity stream. I've been wanting to do that for a while and then continue to grow on Twitch, and then also continue to play more of a role at work. And I
I
think
love
that'll
that.
happen.
I think those are all very realistic too. None of those make you feel bad, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's
Maybe the
fantastic.
TikTok one a little
No,
bit.
you're gonna. Here's the thing. Just like a quick aside. Whenever I'm at work, I'm always like, I'm not doing enough, and then somebody will tell me like, "Wow, it looks like you guys are always doing so much stuff." And like from the outside looking in, it always from what we're seeing way more than you're noticing. When you're the one
Yeah,
doing the stuff, you're like, I'm not doing enough. Other people looking at it, they're like, you're doing so good. Look at you
I
go. So
agree. Yeah.
that's yeah, all I gotta say about that. You're killing it. Steph, what about you?
So I hope it's not too large of a bite to take, but the last like couple months or so I've really been starting to take my health seriously and I want to continue that. And I did that in these last couple months cuz like I've been talking about working out now, I don't know, for like 20 years
Uh-huh.
and I just have never done it. So I just want to be overall a more healthy person in general. Like Atomic Habits is the name of the book that we were reading, and the advice in it is like, you just have to kind of pretend to be that person. Like, you are now that person that does that thing. So, exercising daily, even if it's like 6 total minutes on the Peloton playing like Pokemon Violet, and then like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore, my legs are jello, and then doing like leg raises for 20 minutes. Like, I still did more than what I did the day
That's great.
before. Like, it's okay. It'll get easier. It won't always feel like jello. But like, I want to start practicing gratitude and mindfulness and just like try to make healthier food choices. Stop binge eating. Rona hid the candy from me. It got so bad because I'd go for like one piece and then I'd take 2 more and then I would take 3 more. And then by the time I was sitting there, I had 15 candy wrappers sitting in a pile. And I just like, I'm weird. Like, I hide food from him. It's really unhealthy. So No more of that. Just not gonna stock it in the house. Being more consistent with my content and just more pickier with where I invest my time. So like streaming, for example, very fucking time consuming for me. It would make more sense to consolidate that if I'm gonna do it and do like short form content. That way I'm still getting the craft done, but I document it the way that I need to, and it's content, it's something. But I'm documenting it more for me. I want to launch merch in 2023. I think that would be a good motivation for me to continue to create. And I want to take more photos of me, of my environment, of stuff, of just randomness. And I don't scrapbook or anything, and I don't think I'm going to start, but I always complain that I never have photos. I have to take the fucking photos to have them. So
Can we take a moment to applaud ourselves for all of us either one launching merch or about to launch merch?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Let's go. Podcast merch
yeah,
when?
merch is hard. Merch
Yeah,
is so
podcast
hard.
merch.
Like
Wait.
we do need to do podcast merch. It's I have ideas. It's just like translating them to something in print is hard cuz I like neon for our brand, and I got to figure out how to make neon like on stuff.
I love that. Yeah.
What do you guys have any things in 2022 that are notable accomplishments?
Yes. I would say for me, for sure, like getting my first sponsorships was just huge for me because that was something in 2020. I was like, that I said, like, I'm going to get more sponsorships this year. And then I made that happen. And I don't do that often where I'm like, I'm going to do this hard thing and then I do it. So I'm proud of myself for like sticking with something and being able to do that. And um, yeah, I would say that was huge for me.
Heck yeah. I'd say I was more selfish with my self care. I have been way more aggressive about taking time off, which I know from an outside perspective
I was
probably
going to be like,
doesn't seem like trust me, I do not work that much these days. I'm still averaging more than what normal people would work, but it's gotten a lot better. Baby steps,
that's
guys,
good.
baby steps.
Dana, Blaze, what about you? Any notable
Did you wanna
accomplishments?
did you wanna finish your accomplishments,
I don't
Megan?
know if I need to say all of them at the moment, but the other one that I am, well, I thought, yeah, well, I'll just say it now. The other one I'm really proud of is just like realizing and like learning more about myself and like starting to unmask and just kind of go down that whole journey. And it's been interesting, but also good. So
Blaze, did you wanna say any for yourself?
I was thinking, I really couldn't think of any. Because I kind of talked about mine before.
I would say for you, like solo streaming, you were very
Yeah.
nervous about that when it first happened. And I feel like you've just been killing it and like finding your footing and figuring it out on your own. Like that's not easy. You launched merch by yourself. Like those are all definitely things to be proud of.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
the
so many
merch
big
took a lot of
changes.
time.
Yeah.
I'm my brain is broken, Blaze, because like you are still a couple streamer in my brain. I don't understand. It's like when you add someone's like old name to your phone, or like you spelled it wrong or something and you just never change it. It's just
Yeah.
like Blaze, couple streamer. I don't. It's broken.
What
Yeah,
about you?
it's really weird that, like, to think of then versus now, like, being a couple streamer, now I'm basically not. It's weird.
It's definitely different, I'm sure.
You're like a little Reagan
Yeah.
VTuber and just like
I'm trying to
man for
do,
it.
like, one like, a month
Oh,
stream with
nice.
him or something like that. I just gotta figure out how.
The
So,
funniest thing
that'll
about
come
your
up.
solo streams is that half the time we can hear Reagan like shouting in the back.
I know.
So it's like he's still there anyways.
It's
there
like
anyway.
it's
Drives
one of
me
those things where you're like, I can
insane.
still hear his spirit, and he's like, I'm not dead. I'm right
Yeah.
here.
Dana, what about you? Any notable accomplishments from last year?
We talked about everyone like with their merch and everything. But I planned and hit the goals of two different charity streams for the Samaritans and the Stack Up one as well, which was amazing. I also have another one in the pipeline this week, which I'm excited to kind of hit as well, and hopefully we'll smash that goal. And I last year I would have never thought that any charities would be reaching out to me. I'm a small streamer, like, and I'm just really proud of that. Like, I'm unbelievably proud of that. And I got Throne Partner this year as well, which was really exciting. Like, I've been working a lot with Throne anyway as a mod on their Discord, and I love using Throne so much. So that was an amazing thing as well. My community's built up with some amazing people, which last year I had no idea these people existed, and now this year I call them my friends. Some of them are like my best friends. Like, and I didn't even know they existed last year, so that's amazing for as well. And like a personal, like an outside of content thing this year is like I was almost made redundant in February, and then I changed my job role to be repair center and logistics, and then in June I changed again to senior logistics and HR admin support, and now I've taken on so many different job roles that like you probably need two people to replace me. So hopefully I'm like, no one's safe in their job roles, but I feel more secure in my job role, and I'm happier within my job, because last year we had like barely anything to fix, and I was just like constantly looking around for work, and I'd be like just constantly like, what do you want me to do? Like, I can like do anything like at this point. So it's kind of nice. And I don't want to quit my job anymore, so that's nice too.
That is something to be really proud of.
Yeah, it's been a nice change. It's something that last year I never would have expected to have any of those changes. So yeah.
It's amazing what has transpired over a year.
Isn't it crazy? I literally feel like each year I am a different person. Sometimes I'm a different person at different times throughout the year as well. Might go through like 4, what do they call them now? Eras?
Yeah.
Although I do feel like self-growth is something that never stops. Like you think like, "Oh, I'm doing so good this year." And then your next year you're going to be like, "Wow, I was not doing so good, but I'm doing so good now." And it's just like a constant cycle.
I think that's why it's so hard for me to set resolutions, because sometimes like I don't think of things that I want to like change until it's like the middle of the year or something like that. And then I'm like, "Oh, I want to do so and so or such and such." Like working out, that kind of happened randomly.
That's why I think it's so important to not only do resolutions, but to do reflections, because you do stuff like that happens all the time, or like it might be the middle of the year and you have an epiphany, or just on your healing journey, something changes, something happens. It might be like, a big core thing. And if you don't reflect on like your whole year last year, you may not really realize that like made such an impact on you.
Yeah. I think the moment for me was like, this is kind of touches off what Steph was saying earlier, but I was seeing like pictures of myself, and like every time I did, I felt bad about myself. And I was like, well, what's the one thing that will make you feel better about yourself? So that made me get off my butt and start working out again. Yeah, I feel like so much better from doing it too. It's not just about like the looks or whatever, it's about feeling better.
I always tell people, if your goal with working out is to look better, you're going to be disappointed because it takes forever.
100%.
It takes forever, and it also is hugely component on what you're eating. If your goal for working out is to feel good, that will happen after the first workout. You
Yeah.
will feel good. It will increase endorphins. You will have more energy. You will sleep better that night. It is instant. So that's like, you just got to focus on like, how do I feel? Which is hard. Something I've gotten better at in the last few years is like knowing my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even used to know what that meant when people were like, oh, you got to like get more in tune with your body. I was like, huh? What does that mean? But now I know it's like listening to your hunger cues, like knowing if when you feel good and like recognizing that and like noticing things that make you feel good. And yeah, it can be really helpful.
I
Yeah,
also think like
that's really what I'm after. It's I don't know. It could be better. It's not normal. Like my knees hurt all the fucking time because I sit cross-legged in this chair, 19 hours a day. Sick.
What were you going to say, Dana?
oh, I can't remember.
I feel that so much.
I don't even think it was important. Oh wait, no, I do remember. I think having resolutions during the year is nice. I think like I don't know, we put all this pressure on ourselves like to start things on the 1st of January, and if we don't start on the 1st of January, like we're a failure and everything. But I think it's nice to like add resolutions throughout the year. So this year, sorry, I wanted to do news, but I didn't do news all at once. I did like I'll just focus on the W this month, and then I'll incorporate the S into it or the E and things like that. So I definitely think like it's okay to do your resolutions in sections or like do part of it to help you then next month add a little bit more to it, because a lot of us, if we struggle with our mental health and stuff, it's hard to go all in, or we can go all in but then we'll burn ourselves out and then the next month we won't get hardly any of it done. So
Exactly. It's so
it's
smart,
like slow and
especially
steady.
if you struggle with mental health, to like ease into everything and let yourself take breaks. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise, it's just you're not going to find success. You can't change overnight. And for neurotypical people, it may take 21 or 28 days to form a habit. But for neurodivergent people, that is a lot longer. Like, I would say like 6 months you need of like, in our version of consistently doing something, with that also allows you to take breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
biggest
just
problem,
coupling it with like burnout.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a whole added layer.
exactly.
I like what you said though about not starting in like how so many people are like, oh, and I used to do this too. Like, I didn't start in January, so now I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, we tend to have such black and white thinking, I think sometimes, that like that's just like such a silly thing. Like, well, I didn't set a resolution at the beginning of the year, so now I just like guess I can't do one and I'm not gonna like try to work on anything. It's like, oh man.
People do that with habits all the time. They're like, I'll
Yeah.
start this habit next week, and then they keep putting it off for weeks and weeks and weeks. When you could just say, I'll do it tomorrow or
That
today, any
is
day.
the
Doesn't
thing.
matter. It doesn't have to be the start of a week or the end
People
of the
wait
week.
until like the
Just do
next
it
Monday to
anytime.
start. They're like, oh, I haven't done Monday, so I can't do it. Just start Tuesday. Like,
Yeah,
start
Yeah.
when it
exactly.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I literally, when I need to get myself to do something, and I might be reluctant to do this, I will tell myself, tomorrow I'm going to do this. And I worked for a long time to like ensure that I believed my own word, which is actually like something that's not everybody has. Like, if they make a promise to themselves and they're constantly breaking promises to themselves, that you saying that to yourself might not mean anything at all, because you constantly do that and then don't hold up your own promises. But if you work slowly on like setting small promises to yourself and doing them, eventually when you say something like, I'm going to get up tomorrow and do the Peloton, you do it because you
Yeah,
said you do
exactly.
it and you stay true to your word. And like that, I just have to tell myself, like, oh, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it. And then I do, but it's so silly. It feels so silly that you have to be like, I'm going to do this.
Also, like, if you're a person who constantly gives yourself reasons not to do something, like for me, I kept telling myself I need to work out, but I don't have any sports bras, so I'm not going to work out because of that.
Oh,
So I forced
that's
myself
so
to buy
me.
some so that I had to work out because I had sports bras, so I had no reason not to anymore.
It's so easy to make excuses though. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I can't
it
eat
is.
healthy until I get a blender so I can make smoothies. Or like, oh, I can't really exercise because like I don't really have anything. Or like if you exercise but you don't have anything to exercise inside with, even though that's stupid because you could just do YouTube videos like walking ones. But you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh well it's raining today, so I can't do my walk. Like people's brains like really do love to find excuses and be like, oh no, we have to sit down and just like veg in front of the TV all day because you know it's raining, or like, oh well we didn't get the right food in, so we'll just start next month when we do the next shop to eat healthy. And like if you start or you make any kind of like first step to start, that's good enough. Like it's like Braylon said last year in our literal resolution and reflections last year, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It
Mhm.
really doesn't.
I often think of humans like we are literally water, and water is always going to take the easiest path. And our brains always constantly want to do the easy route. It is like what comes most naturally. It keeps us comfortable. Our brains like to be comfy. They don't like to do hard work. And you have to literally like you force your brain into doing the things that you need it to do. I don't know if this is the same for neurotypical people or not. Maybe they don't struggle with this as much as we do, but I have to literally like instruction manual my brain. Like I'm like in The Sims and I have to like load up a bunch of actions ready to go.
I think as well, like a year is like 365 days. You don't have to start on the first day because a year is a really long time to make those commitments and change and grow. That like if you don't start on the first day or the second day or the third day, like you've got a while, you know, until the end of the year. I think
You
I think
know what
it'll
I've
be
been telling
okay.
myself? Not starting on the first. Any time that you invest in something before the start of it is like hack mode. You're hacker man. You're getting practice before everyone else even gets an opportunity to start. You're gonna have all of like the jelly legs are gonna be gone by the time you start on the first. You're not gonna have to worry about like being fatigued. It's gonna be easier for you. Like you're getting in practice tests before you actually go and like do the big thing. So it creates like, I don't know, it's easier for me to start. And then what I also have been doing is how you're like, tomorrow, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna get up and fucking do it. Then I start asking myself, what the fuck are you doing now that you can't just go do it now and go do it tomorrow? Go see what it's like. If you're just playing, like I play Pokemon on the Peloton. I just pedal and then I get really tired and then I put the thing down and I pedal a little bit longer and then I complain and then Verna helps me get off of it.
For anybody that rides Pelotons, just a quick plug. There are these rides by the teacher's name is Christine, and she's amazing, and she has 20-minute reflections rides, and she has you turn off all the metrics so you don't look at your numbers, and she does like meditative introspective work with you the whole time. She like asks you to think about things, gives you prompts to think about. They are life changing if you are like a lazy sad girl who needs to move your body a bit, because you don't feel bad if you just go really slowly, whatever you need to do. She's like, listen to your body. I've been like literally obsessed with these because most people on Peloton, myself included, would like just go ham. Sometimes you don't have
Yeah.
the energy to go ham. So I found these rides and I was like, this is like meditating with a lovely instructor while I'm also moving my body. Win-win. So, Christine, she's great.
I am gonna have to go back and get that subscription again then. I stopped kind of using the Peloton and it just didn't make sense to pay for it. So I was like, I'll restart when I get serious about this.
There was a period where I just wasn't reading books, and so I was like, and I needed to exercise, and I was like, well, I don't have time to do both, so I just started like reading while I was on the exercise bike. It meant I wasn't going as fast on it, but like I was still getting some exercise in, and I was still reading. So like that was just like sometimes you gotta hack your way into it. You want to watch an episode or something, maybe like run on the spot or something. Um, if you like, it's so easy to like sit and not do anything when we're like consuming content, but like we can like incorporate some fun things in move if that's our goal for the year.
That is called habit stacking. And I think that it works extremely good for a lot of people. Like if you're going to get up in the morning and go do yoga, also make yourself a smoothie. Like if you are going to go on a walk, listen to a podcast where you learn or do a meditation. It is like definitely one of the best things I think is like habits stack together if you're able.
I had no
Okay.
idea that was a thing. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely going to try and do that more.
Like if you're going to take a shower at night, also like do a nice skincare. Stack your habits.
Because like I find I'm really good at doing my habits. Like I'm like on it, I'm like smashing it, and then I don't like at some point something happens, I don't even remember, and then next thing I know it's like 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I haven't been like exercising for like 2 weeks, like, and then I cannot get myself back into the same routine again. I have to like change my routine to something different, and it's like, yeah, it's just the frustrating, like every time I hit my goals, I'm doing really, really well. And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't done that like for a while.
I think too we tend to like start doing good and feeling good and then we're like, oh, I don't need to do that thing anymore that I was doing.
I genuinely just like forget as well a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I think too, I saw this video where this girl was like, she started walking and she just never let herself skip more than 2 days. She was like, I let myself skip a day whenever I want. Skip a day, but she never let herself skip more than 2 days.
That's what I do with
Smart.
working out.
And I feel like I'm like, that seems genius. I think that would work for me. The being able to skip a day whenever I want is like flexible enough that that makes me feel really good. And I think it's just enough gentle pressure of knowing that if I skipped a day and then I skipped a day, that day that I have to do that thing, I feel like it could be really, really genius. I'm going to try it.
I love that. Yeah, establishing the habit's kind of the hard part. I need to get the
agree.
fuck off of TikTok. Those TikTok doom scrolls are
Dude.
just like
Turn your phone
ridiculous.
into black and white. On the
Yes.
iPhone, it is 3 taps on your side button. Your brain will go, ugh. Literally, you're like, I don't care about this anymore. The dopamine, gone instantly. At least for me. It's like literally completely changes my life. If I'm ever like, I don't want to be on my phone, it's a black and white day. And then every time I pick up my phone, I'm like, ew, don't want to look at this. This sucks. I don't know if it works that good with everyone, but color gives me massive amounts of dopamine. Like you can see like my room is like filled with a gazillion colored things. I love like rainbow and bright colors, so when I turn it off, it's like
I love that. I will be trying that as well.
That and I think focus mode means that you can't go on any of your apps as well.
sometimes
I
those
think the
don't work
focus
for me.
mode. I
Those
think that
don't
just
work for
stops.
me.
It's
I
kind of
think it
hard
just
because then
stops
you just like
notifications.
turn it back on.
Yeah, I just turn it back on.
And if you're going to do your screen time, I feel like the only way I could do that is if I only set it to like 15 minutes lower than what my usage was last week, you know? And then like the week next, go another 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
I said screen time for TikTok and it's
yeah,
not working.
it's not going to work.
It's
If you
really
spend
annoying.
12
It's
hours
so
a day
not
on
working.
TikTok and you're like, cool, you get 30 minutes now. That's not going to work. You are going to fail. Just cut it down a little bit. A little bit, a
Yeah.
little bit. You got to
I
like
think your
wean
way is
yourself off.
definitely a lot better.
Yeah.
With your
Well,
wisdom,
so like I really didn't spend that much time on TikTok until I started posting. And now I'm just unhealthily on TikTok. So I gotta get that back down.
That's the crux of TikTok creation. You need to know the trends and you need to be able to save videos and you need to know the sounds and you need to know what's going on. And in order to do that, you have to spend freaking time on the app.
Yep. Exactly.
trends are hard though as well because like you've got to get them when they're first there. Otherwise, like if you wait even a week, the trend has changed. So
Yeah. It changes a lot.
I
I
will
also
say,
just like the trends haven't been that great lately. TikTok's just been kind of annoying. Everything on the internet, like now that the world's fully open again, I'm kind of lame.
um, I will say for a while, TikTok creator people, if you want to spend less time on TikTok, but you're like, I make videos and it's so hard. There are people who make trending sound sheets that you can pay for, and one of them that I used for a really long time is by a guy named Jackson's Tips, which I think if you search Jackson's Tips on TikTok, you'll find him. It's only $4 a month, and he updates it with new trending sounds, like 2 to 4 a day. So what you could do, which is what I did in that month I made tons of content, was just went on there and used all 4 of those sounds for something every day. So if you don't feel like spending too much time, you can just use that hack. It was helpful.
Yeah.
How do
I
you
love those.
think that you guys, since the holidays are coming up, how do you think that you are going to have to fake it during the holidays? Are you worried about anything? Like, is there anything that you typically have to fake during the holidays?
Um, on my side, I admit I'm not the most social person, and even though my husband and I have been together now for 7-ish years, I still would rather spend holidays in my own house. um, I don't want to leave it, but it's important and it means something to other people. So grin and bear it, and it's not that bad, and you're just being dramatic stuff. But I don't know. Everyone kind of looks at me crazy when I'm like, no, I'd rather be home on Christmas because it's like my cat's birthday. But I'm only going to get so
Hey,
many of these. And it's
yeah,
her 13th birthday. She's not a spring chicken.
that's very true. I think for me, um, if I am at all feeling depressed during the holidays and I have to be around people, that really sucks. Uh, like it just takes a lot out of me to like fake being like I have the energy. Um, Hopefully that doesn't happen this year, but sometimes it does, and that's okay. And I just kind of, wait till I get through it. At least we're not traveling this year at all, so honestly, I should be good because I'll be able to come to my own house. And just having rest time at home is what's really important for me when I'm having depression. So um, hopefully I'll get to do lots of that.
Um, I guess how I'm going to fake it is since we're going to Reagan's mom's house and we're spending the night, Mira is definitely not going to sleep. And I already
Oh,
know this is going to happen, but his mom will not like it if we don't spend the night. So just gonna push through it and hope it works out.
you guys need like a friend in your apartment complex who can watch her, like stay at your apartment or something.
I wish
That'd be nice.
it would be. Because then I wouldn't have to take her at all.
Yeah. Dana, what about you?
I'm just gonna do things I want to do. Fuck it. It's my holiday. I've taken 2 weeks
You're
off
not gonna
work.
fake it. You're not gonna fake it, is what you're
No,
saying.
fuck it. It's my holiday. I'm just gonna do the things I want to do that bring me joy. Obviously, there's like obligations and stuff, like Christmas Day and stuff, but I enjoy that. But I'm not gonna get like bogged down with people saying like, "Oh, you haven't come to this obligation," or "Oh, like you haven't done." Like, no, fuck it. Like, I don't want to.
I
Leave me
love
You know
that.
alone.
what? I changed my answer. I like her answer. Fuck it. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do this year. It's my holiday, bitch. I'm just kidding.
I wish I could say that.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be faking it because that really does like terrify me, the idea of like doing what I actually want. But fuck it. I'm just gonna keep thinking in my head when like I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it. I'll be like, no, fuck it. No. We are doing what we want to do.
If it says anything, Reagan's mom is still giving us a hard time for not staying last year.
Oh no, so you have to stay the
It's
night.
been a fucking year and I'm still hearing about it. So yeah, I have to. And I'm not happy about it.
Maybe it will
whatever.
go way better than you expect.
Maybe. They have a dog now, so maybe.
Will
But
that help?
I doubt. No, probably
Oh.
not. Might make it worse.
Oh
Who
no.
knows?
I hope for you that it's better than your expectations.
I hope.
Maybe their dog will start barking and annoy them, and they'll be like, "Oh, maybe next year you guys should just go home at the end of the day." Hey, maybe
It's gonna
it'll work
be a
out.
long 2 days.
Oh,
because
bless
I'm
you.
gonna have to spend the night, and then the whole next day I'll be there until night, and then go to his grandparents. So it's gonna be. I'm not looking forward to it.
Bless you.
Yeah.
I can't get over that it's the middle of December. Can we please stop?
Oh, that's crazy.
It's going way too fast. This whole year, though.
I'm not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. We hope you found some value. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Follow us on social media and stay tuned for our 2023 schedule.
Bye,
Have a great day, guys.
everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
holidays.